People are somewhat upset and also happy over an alleged possible JK collab with Justin Bieber. We have photos coming out and being talked about, one involving a kiss, and then we have a lot of people really upset at JK recently. So hey, this is Dave Desai. Let's get into it. Recently, someone posted on Weverse a photo of V when he was much younger. According to V, this was probably around the time when he was in preschool. And in the photo, we see a girl, or what appears like a girl, give a kiss to V on the cheek. Now, the person posted this asked V the question of who is this girl? Of course, whoever this girl would have ended up being, I doubt V would have given up her real name or invaded her privacy like that, but he actually had no idea. He responded basically saying that he was pretty curious as well, and he feels like it's potentially the girl that he was closest with in preschool. This obviously doesn't mean he remembers who that girl is, but just that it likely was someone he was close with in preschool. It's a very cute photo. It's very fun. Obviously, I'm sure that girl had no idea who she ended up kissing, and I'm sure she doesn't even remember this happening. It's another one of those moments that really shows the people that we are watching on screen as people, and that we are worshiping also human beings that have, at least in the beginning of their lives, lived the same way we all have. None of the members, as far as I'm aware, and they've actually denied any rumors of being rich, were rich. So they all came from similar backgrounds as probably most of us had, where we aren't living lavishly, and they likely went through the same public school system and all that stuff as we did. And if you met the boys prior to their fame, you probably would just feel like they're regular people, because they are. And it's one of those moments where we can definitely relate to them a little bit more. I personally never understood anyone being so starstruck or so freaked out by someone that you admire or like V or any of the BTS members, that you as the person then start shaking or you really don't know what to say. I can see that happening if you're trying to make the most of that moment and you're hoping for something to come out of it at the end of that interaction. But I think most people who are just interacting with the BTS members when they meet them just want to say hi, they just want to take a picture. So they just want that stuff. And these people that you're talking to or that you're meeting on the street are human beings. And if you chat with them and act like a human being, they will typically act like a human back to you. And yeah, some celebrities can be really rude, but I think a lot of people think that celebrities who are rude think that they're better than everybody because they're rich and famous. We might feel like they actually are better, right? So it enforces that. But in reality, these people, even if they were poor or struggling, would probably still act the same way. People get really surprised when they see people like BTS or people who are really rich and successful be nice to everyone, because they assume, well, if you're rich and successful, you're obviously going to be arrogant because you're better than everyone. But in reality, if they felt that way, they probably would have always been that type of person. And if they don't feel that way, they are never and were never going to be that person. Now, going back, it's just a cute photo that I wanted to share, but of course I also wanted to add to it and really say that we should be seeing these people that are celebrities as human beings. You can see them as people that you want to be friends with, you can be very excited to interact with, but you should definitely not see them as more than human, because as you can see, they definitely are just human. And I say this because I also know how important it is to humanize the boys and get the community to be aware that they are not perfect. Recently, there's a lot of people who have been getting really angsty over JK not having posted anything or not having done a solo live since coming out of the military. People are demanding something happen. I mean, I think this is one of the reasons why the solo tour protest is even happening, is because there's a lot of people who just want to see JK, and they're thinking since he's out of the military, he should be posting something, and maybe they feel like they have to blame the label because they don't want to blame JK for not doing something. But in reality, no one here is to blame, and many people have different theories as to what actually might be going on. So instead of getting really upset and instead of trying to unfollow or just getting frustrated at the whole situation, try to look at a different lens and maybe reframe that mindset. Many people have rumored and theorized that JK is likely doing a lot of stuff, recording things, making music, and this is why he's been really silent on social media. This makes sense, obviously, for several different reasons. One of them is the more obvious one, which is if he is spending all of this time working on things, then obviously he might not have time to go live. Other theories are things like him and not wanting to go live, potentially to not leak anything or to accidentally say something, which the boys have been notoriously known to do. So just to avoid all of that, don't go live at all. And it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can literally be both of the reasons happening at the same time. Because yeah, obviously if you wanted to go live for 20 minutes a day or for 10 minutes even, he can definitely do that. I'm sure he can definitely find the time, whether that's a lunch break or whatever it is. But even if he didn't want to go live, recording a short 2-minute video and posting it on Weverse is also something that he can do, knowing that of course the community is missing him and wants to see more of him. But those that think that he might be trying to stay out of the spotlight a little bit as he is working on things, I think that is hitting the nail on the head. You might think that he might want to be more active while things are about about to come out, but he might want to save some of that energy just a little bit so that when he does post something, it ends up getting a lot of attention and the community goes, oh my god, JK finally posted that, and it starts to spread, right? So this definitely builds more hype. It's definitely a hit or miss type of strategy, right? If the community doesn't care that much about JK, then this technique would not work. But since the community does care very much about JK, this technique works really well. And of course, I have to add, this is not a manipulation tactic and all this stuff. This is just what show business is. This is just what the industry is. You have to build up the anticipation. You have to build up tension. This is all just what putting on a show is. Speculation and rumors are all part of it as well, as it builds things. And right now, I think one unintentional rumor that is circulating is getting attention, but it helps both Justin Bieber and JK. Justin Bieber recently announced he was going to be dropping his album Swag, and this is a release of a long time coming. It definitely was interesting because I think I was suspecting something that was happening because Justin was making a lot of headlines prior to this. He was being on the headlines for not being in great shape mentally, not doing well, and not even feeling well, to even some people thinking that he was going to take his own life. And that drummed up a lot of attention and brought a lot of the spotlight back onto him. And what did he do? He dropped an album. It would be quite ignorant to think that he didn't already have an album, or at least the concept of an album, prior to the news of the headlines dropping of his mental health. Now, JK has wanted to do a collab with Justin Bieber for a really long time. He mentioned many times before that he is a big fan of Justin and he has tried to emulate the vocal styles of Justin. But obviously, JK has his own artistic style and takes to his singing. We know that JK really likes Charlie Puth and that JK really likes Justin Bieber. Now, obviously, he's worked with Charlie, so he can cross that off the bucket list. But JK has yet to work with Justin, and we know that there have been interactions between JK and Justin many times before. Things like Justin tweeting out happy birthday to JK, but also things like, obviously Justin Bieber was part of Hybe, but then also his manager, Scooter Braun. So there was this huge connection that was there, which a lot of people said that a collaboration was definitely likely. Now, since the drop of Justin's album, many people have said the possibility of a collab with JK is very likely. And in fact, before the track list for the album of Justin came out, there was definitely a lot of speculation that a feature was for sure going to happen. However, the track list dropped and we obviously didn't see JK in there at all. Many people said that the collaboration can still happen, and they are probably right. It definitely can. If Justin decides to put out a one-off single, which some artists sometimes do, he can feature JK in it. JK can also remix one of his songs on Justin's album. That can be considered a feature as well, or a collaboration as well. Justin can also invite JK on stage if Justin decides to tour and that stuff. So there's a lot of possibilities here. The issue or the problem before was that if Justin had no intention of returning back to the music industry ever, then a collaboration was never going to happen. But if Justin is touring, he is promoting his music, and he is doing all that, then the idea of a collaboration with any artist is totally possible. It's at the very least on the table, and it's something that he can physically do. Will he do it? Will he want to do it? I don't know. People are upset just due to the fact that it's Justin and he's had a lot of controversies, and just the fact that they are worried that a K-pop star is going to be tied in the crossfires of Justin's controversy. But if a collaboration does happen and JK or Justin is more than happy to do it, then there should be no issues. It is consensual, they want to do it, and we should just be looking at the art. Some people will even take the recent stuff of Justin allegedly having mental health problems as him being in a scandal, and that that's not good for publicity. But I think that it's really messed up to say that, because that should not be a problem that would result in a bad collaboration. Some K-pop fans just think that anything that's in the news that isn't 100% positive, that isn't good news, is considered a scandal, which is definitely not a good mindset to have. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos linked down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.